All right, let's go ahead and bring in Matt Gorman. He's vice president at Targeted Victory, also former senior advisor to Senator Tim Scott, and Yemisi Egbewole, former chief of staff and advisor to the Biden White House press office, also founder of Podium Strategies. Thanks to you both for being here with us. So, Yemisi, this reporting in Politico today essentially lays out this case that what President Trump has been trying to do, or the whole point of the crime crackdown, in addition to making people feel safer, is to put Democrats on defense and try and get at least some folks to insist that crime is really not so bad.
Well, we were completely underwater during the Biden administration when it came to confidence in how we handled crime. And a lot of that comes from not addressing it. And I disagree with the woman who spoke at that DNC meeting when she said, don't take the bait. The fact of the matter is we're listening to a lot of Democrats in deep blue cities. And while they may want to gloss over this issue, there are people who live all across the nation that we're going to need come 2026, come 2028, that desperately care about crime. And not only that, we're doing very poor fundraising. I mean, we're at $13 million given to the RNC's $84 million. What does that say? It means that voters don't have confidence enough to even give us that money to support our candidates. The fact of the matter is crime does matter, and we have to start talking about it.
And this also has the effect, Matt, of alienating voters and making them feel like, again, politicians live in some alternate reality.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Trump has set a trap for Democrats, and it's the same playbook yet again that they fell into on the economy during the Biden administration, during immigration during the Biden administration, where they say that there really isn't a problem. They deny reality. And it isn't until something is so overwhelming that they can't deny it anymore, they finally recognize it. It's like Wile E. Coyote, where they're already over the cliff and they realize there's nothing underneath them. And so they've set up this contrast where you're exactly right. They think of migrant crime or addressing crime as quote unquote bait. No, it's a huge factor in people's votes. And if you deny that reality, you trot out charts or stats that tell people what you're feeling isn't real, voters will just tune you out.
Take a listen to John Kasich. He's been a significant critic of the president. He was responding to all of this hullabaloo today.
They talk about a manufactured crisis. Have you been in Chicago? Have you been in Baltimore? Look, my daughter went to school in Chicago. I remember the day she graduated, there were shootings and killings right outside of her building. And in Baltimore, I have friends that go down to Johns Hopkins, get treated for medical conditions. I mean, they are nervous about ever going there.
I mean, to your point, Yemisi, nobody ever wants to talk about this stuff. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. It's, a stain on some of these major cities in the United States.
Yes, we have to remember that politics is personal. And so when we say things like crime doesn't matter, it erases the stories of those who have been affected.
Sure,
and it's deeply concerning, especially for a centrist base that is really becoming the silent majority in the Democratic Party. I know they used to say that Trump's MAGA folks were the silent majority, but now really centrists and those who are just in the middle of the Democratic Party are the silent majority, and they very much care. And it's showing in our fundraising numbers.
Yeah. Matt, another big item in that cabinet meeting today was the president saying the death penalty is coming for convicted murderers here in Washington, D.C. What do you think about that?
I think that's smart. Again, there's obviously unique leverage that Trump can use in D.C. that he can't in, say, other cities. But certainly, Biden really did a number on weakening the death penalty nationwide and at a federal level. Bringing that back is a good crime deterrent. Again, Trump's putting these guys on defense. The Democrats on defense, they need to respond.
A lot of Democrats obviously disagree. They say the death penalty is not actually serve as a deterrent to criminals.
Well, I think that Democrats really have to go local when it comes to going in the weeds on different subsections when it comes to crime. I mean, if it works for your state and it works for your district to message hard against the death penalty, you should do so. I mean, I couldn't see somebody like a Zohran Mamdani in New York City going hard for against the death penalty. But if you do live in more rural areas and the suburban areas, I do think you have to kind of listen to the conversation on this.
I want to ask both of you before I let you go real quick, because you both spend time in the district. Over the last couple of weeks, have you felt safer with the National Guard presence?
Notably safer. It's a deterrent. Having that presence is a massive deterrent. I moved out partly because of crime and the cost of living just last year from a neighborhood right nearby. It feels different to me.
I do think there are some hot spots that I'm still waiting to see maybe some more increased activity from a local law enforcement or National Guard presence. I don't think National Guard needs to hang out by the Lincoln Memorial. Let's look more in maybe Chinatown,
Ward
maybe some areas of like, but but even like areas of Chinatown and Shaw that do get a lot of tourists and a lot of foot traffic and aren't maybe seeing some of that as well.
All right, guys, great to chat with you. Yemisi